Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. And what can I say? The season 9 opener, a new beginning, wasted no time in sending off one of our longtime characters to their ultimate demise as Gregory makes a quick exit. One thing I did notice about this episode is it did seem to mirror a lot of the season 4 opener, including a small time jump that includes signs of a rebuild and a time of peace. Groups or former rivals are now becoming one, learning to live together. New romances are blooming. A supply run that turns into a disaster. In this case, they are gathering artifacts to build for the future in downtown DC. In season 4, we have walkers falling and collapsing from the ceiling. But in season 9, we have our survivors falling into the walkers with a collapsing glass floor. Luckily, King Ezekiel makes it out okay, so we can have this scene of him asking Carol's hand in marriage. We also have a newly introduced character who tragically dies in a walker accident, and in season 4, it was Beth's boyfriend Zach who tragically dies in a supply run. This time, it is a character Ken, who we just have met, who ultimately dies from a kick from the horse, but not before he was already bit by a walker in the shoulder, trying to save that same horse. Now this sets up tension between Maggie and Ken's parents, Earl and Rose, who blame her for their son's death. Meanwhile, Gregory, who is secretly bitter at losing the election to Maggie, who is now officially the leader of Hilltop, well, he decides to recruit Earl in a scheme to end Maggie once and for all. Earl attacks Maggie at Glenn's grave, but is outmatched. Maggie immediately suspects it's Gregory. She goes to confront him, and Gregory tries to take her out himself, but fails. Maggie's leadership is being tested a lot in this episode. It is tested again when Rick comes to her for asking for help from the hilltop at the falling apart sanctuary. And then finally, Maggie also has to make the decision on what to do with Gregory, and ultimately, she makes the controversial decision to execute Gregory by public hanging, witnessed by kids. So, wow, that was really a crazy way to end it. That's done. We're done with Gregory, and that kind of happened suddenly. I feel like I understand that he was, kind of doing this whole thing with conspiring to take Maggie out. But I feel like it was suddenly all happened with like the last 15 minutes of the episode. I don't know. I just felt sudden to me. Of course, Gregory, not liking Gregory happened for 2 seasons or two and a half seasons.
I'm exactly sad.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know that. But as far as like this incident where, they were up for election and then not winning the election, of course, that was all done, in the time jump. And then he conspires to have her killed, and then suddenly she's hanging him, which I've never been a fan of hanging. I mean, I'm not. Who's a fan of it,
there
right?
There are so many fans of it. No, I know what you mean.
I'm just watching.
It's a horrible way to go.
Watching hanging on shows is what I mean. Like whenever I see it on show, I just kind of cringe. It's a really bad way to go, just because it's just bad.
It's gruesome.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, any death method is gruesome, but but that's particularly gross.
Do we feel sorry for Gregory? I mean,
I do, but I can't say I'm like sad about him dying.
I honestly, I do think there's people, characters, whatever, that have done worse that, are now on their side. So it's kind of like, well, Gregory, though, he's had a million chances. He can't be trusted. He's always going to be probably doing something to get under on Maggie. But
as I said in the episode, they could have just, even though this is also a death sentence too, they could have just said, you're not welcome in this community. You have to leave.
I would have just got rid of him. I would have exiled him from the community. He's not the type of and then said, hey, if we see you on this property, we'll shoot you down. But I think doing the public execution is just not the way to go. I mean,
no, and kids saw it. Did you see that? There were some kids that like ran out.
That bothered Michonne too. It bothered Michonne a lot. So she went after him. So I don't know. It would. Now, did you like this episode? Did you enjoy it?
I really liked the episode a lot, but it felt like almost like a weird dream sequence because we had jumped ahead and so many things happened that we didn't see. So it's like, wait a minute, Maggie's baby is born. Wait a minute, Carol's with the king. Wait a minute. Like, I kept feeling like, wait, what just happened here?
Right.
So it was kind of crazy to see all these changes happen that feel so sudden to us because we didn't see all of that happen, it was done during a time jump. So I don't know, it was crazy. Were you surprised at like just
Yeah, I mean,
all of a sudden there's things that are different?
Yeah, like there was a lot of things that were different. There were some things I liked. Like I said earlier in the reaction, I liked that we actually got to saw, downtown, Washington, D.C., so you actually feel like you're there. However, them going over that glass floor, it created a very big tension moment. Yeah. But also, I think you said contrived. It did feel contrived. It was a contrived, because how many...
We need to have a really suspenseful moment. I know. Let's have them standing on a glass thing with walkers under it. Let's do that.
They haven't done glass floors yet, really. So it's like they've done ceilings and things like that, but they've never had it where you're walking across a glass floor. I feel like that was just a way to make an interesting walker interaction, because there was no death, but like a walker thing, which
just to make everyone be on edge for a little bit.
And everyone's, King Ezekiel survived. I don't know. I just feel like the glass wouldn't have cracked, but it did, so it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like that scene was slightly goofy, just because it felt like a we need a tense moment, let's put this here kind of thing. But I'm still, like, the whole episode I thought was so good. What was your favorite part of the episode? Because a lot happened.
I mean, I don't know if it was my favorite. The one that left me the most was obviously the Gregory hanging. That's the one that stuck with me the most. And the conspiracy that he had with the father of the guy that died, the kid that died. But yeah, I mean, that kind of stuck with me the most. I don't know what my favorite... I guess if you want to go by favorite, I do like seeing the communities... I mean, I know they're not getting along, but I mean, obviously there's tension in the sanctuary with, they're not, just because it's bad conditions right now. But I think it's interesting to see them kind of becoming all a community, so I think that's really interesting. I like seeing them become, some of them become friends, I guess, now, or becoming closer. But
poor Daryl. I hope we see more of Daryl's journey.
Yeah, Daryl, he's really, he's not happy, right? He's not happy with his situation with the sanctuary and doesn't like being there. It's a depressing place.
And I think he is a little bit jealous that, like, not jealous of Ezekiel for being with Carol, because I don't think Daryl necessarily wants to be with Carol that way, but he, I don't think he doesn't want to be with her, but it's just they have a friendship, and I like that they just have like a, that companionship with each other. They don't have to be romantic, but if she has a romantic partner, she's going to spend more time with that person. So Daryl probably feels like, hey, this person that like was there for me and loved me is not going to have as much time for me anymore.
Did you, speaking of King Ezekiel and Carol, you mentioned it already a little bit, but you didn't see it, did you? Like that they were going to have this romance.
I didn't. I mean, I thought they would be like become good friends, but I didn't like pick up on any romance. So I was like, "Oh, what's going on here?" Yeah. But I'm for it. I'm excited. So the biggest moment that stood out to me, was when the walker had spiders going through its eyes.
No, yeah, that was a great scene. I loved
that. Literally, I'm not even like exaggerating. I just had chills all the way through. Like I was just so shivery. And, that was gross. I was really excited about seeing Maggie's baby, who we will now call Hershey.
Hirsch.
But I'm really bummed they didn't show Negan. But I think they did that on purpose. They want to show all this other stuff and then make us want to come back.
Yeah, that's a good point. They mentioned him, so he's still around, but they didn't show him. So it's like they want to like hold back on that a little bit, which is a little disappointing. You ready to get on to episode 2?
Yes, and I'm glad that you guys stuck around to see what we thought about the episode. Tell us what you think. We're always excited to see what you guys think. And sometimes you guys see things that we didn't see, or you have perspectives that we didn't even consider. So we love hearing that too. So give us a like, give us a comment. We'll keep the discussion going.
That's right. Don't forget to like this video. It really helps us out. And until next time, we will see you on episode 2.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.